Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the NFL rookies that will be heading into the NFL, having their rookie season this NFL season. So, in this segment, I'll be going over which NFL rookies I do believe will succeed and which NFL rookies I do believe are set up for failure in their rookie season. So we'll start off with the respective rookies that I do believe will have a successful rookie season. Starting off with player number one, that would be Travis Hunter. Now, Travis Hunter, in my opinion, a lot of people, especially on TikTok, laughed that I said that Travis Hunter has the abilities of being a generational talent. This guy can play at either end of the ball, wide receiver or cornerback, and he just won a Heisman Trophy Award for that play at Colorado. But the Jacksonville Jaguars cashed in the opportunity to get a significant player to help them get back to being a contending team out there in the AFC. They gave up a lot of draft capital to the Cleveland Browns in the NFL draft, and now Travis Hunter is a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars team. But when you look at it, you can't go wrong with either direction if he wants to play wide receiver or cornerback, because if he wants to play wide receiver, he could play alongside Trevor Lawrence, who is in need of having a huge season for his NFL career, but he could play alongside Trevor Lawrence, he could play alongside Travis Etienne Jr., and he could play alongside Brian Thomas Jr. in this Jacksonville Jaguars offense. And also, when you look at the defensive side of the ball, if he decides to play cornerback, Travis Hunter can also play with Tyson Campbell. In my opinion, Tyson Campbell is a very underrated cornerback in coverage. He doesn't get talked about a lot because the Jacksonville Jaguars defense has not been very well over the last few years. But this is a underrated player that is really good in coverage at the cornerback position. So either way, I could see the Jacksonville Jaguars having a lot of packages for Travis Hunter to play at wide receiver or cornerback, whatever position that he decides to play. I think he's going to be very successful in his rookie season at the NFL level. So Travis Hunter is set up to have a huge rookie season out there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next player on my list would be Ashton Jeanty, running back coming out of Boise State. Now, when I put together my NFL mock draft, a lot of people questioned it, and there were some NFL analysts that did have the Raiders picking Ashton Jeanty at number 6. But this was a home run selection for the Las Vegas Raiders, getting Ashton Jeanty, arguably the best offensive player in this entire NFL draft class. And Ashton Jeanty was clearly the best running back and nearly won a Heisman Trophy Award for having a huge season at Boise State, putting up 2,000 rushing yards. And this is what the Raiders needed. They needed a bell cow running back after Josh Jacobs left in free agency in 2024, spring of 2024, signed with the Green Bay Packers. You saw how significant he was in that Green Bay Packers offense. The Raiders cashed in getting their new bell cow running back in Ashton Jeanty. But Pete Carroll, their new head coach, loves to run the football. And we know his days with the Seattle Seahawks, he had Marshawn Lynch, one of the best running backs in this previous generation. And Marshawn Lynch got a lot of touches with the Seattle Seahawks. And if you're a running back for Pete Carroll, unless you're at the 1 yard line of a Super Bowl or bust situation, you're getting the ball in the offense. So as I digress, I think Ashton Jeanty is going to be really good. Plus, this Raiders offense is starting to come together. They have Geno Smith at the quarterback position now. Jacoby Myers was a solid number 1 wide receiver. They have Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in the league already. And this sets up for Ashton Jeanty to have a successful year receiving the ball and running the ball, because defenses won't stack 7+ players in the box every single defensive snap. So I think Ashton Jeanty, being a powerful runner, a great running back with a great vision, a great playmaker with the ball in his hands, and can make plays in open space, I think Ashton Jeanty is going to have one hell of a year for his rookie season. He's already the second paid player at his respective position, which is actually crazy at the running back position when he hasn't even played a snap yet. But I think Ashton Jeanty is going to have one hell of a rookie season. I'm definitely looking forward to that, what he does this year with the Las Vegas Raiders. Next player would be Mykel Williams, edge rusher from Georgia. Now, Mykel Williams did go higher than I expected. I actually thought he would fall to the Green Bay Packers in the later part of the first round, but he was selected 11th overall by the San Francisco 49ers. And after the San Francisco 49ers went 6-11 last year, due to all the injuries that they faced, I mean, They lost Brandon Ayuk, and several others were derailed with injuries, which led to them going 6-11 after making the Super Bowl the prior year. This opened the door to select Mykel Williams, edge rusher from Georgia. Now, I think he does have a lot of upside. I did say that Mykel Williams could teeter of having a decent or good rookie season when I was talking about the NFL draft, but I think this is a perfect defense for him because not only are the 49ers expecting Mykel Williams to have a huge impact in his rookie year, they expect so much from him because the 49ers, when you look at what happened during the offseason, they lost a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. They lost Javon Hargrave. They lost Malik Collins, Leonard Floyd at the middle linebacker position, Drake Greenlaw, Tre'Davious Ward, and Hufanga. I always botch his last name, but the safety they used to have that went to Denver, I'll say that. But they lost a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. So Mykel Williams playing alongside Nick Bosa, who's one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. Nick Bosa, when you look at how he plays on the edge, he is a significant player, but that comes with great responsibility as being an edge rusher. Nick Bosa is one of those edge rushers like T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons that gets double teamed a lot at the line of scrimmage. So if Nick Bosa is getting double teamed at the line of scrimmage, that opens the door for Mykel Williams to have success as a pass rusher. So we could see possibly Nick Bosa having a great tag team partner on the other side of the pass rush, that being Mykel Williams. And Robert Saleh coming back as the defensive coordinator. Remember, he was the defensive coordinator years ago before he was the New York Jets head coach, and obviously he was fired. But Robert Saleh is coming back to be the 49ers defensive coordinator. And what does Robert Saleh do? He loves to dial up the blitz, and he also loves to develop defensive linemen. Quinnen Williams for the New York Jets and Robert Saleh's defense, he was one of the best defensive linemen in the league. It still is. But that just goes to show you how Robert Saleh knows how to scheme his players on the defensive line to have success getting after the quarterback or making significant plays stopping the run. So I think Mykel Williams is going to have a very significant rookie season in his NFL career. Excuse me. Two sneezes. Oh my gosh. Allergies, guys. Next player would be Jahdae Barron, cornerback from Texas. Now, Jahdae Barron really was a steal for the first round for the Denver Broncos because the Denver Broncos already have the best cornerback in the National Football League in Patrick Surtain. Now they just got Jahdae Barron, cornerback from Texas, playing alongside of him. That is a huge upgrade on the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. Excuse me. The Broncos already got significantly better during the offseason, getting some talent on the defensive side of the ball. Now you get Jahdae Barron. He's a really talented corner. I thought he was one of the best cornerbacks heading into the NFL draft. I think me personally, I think he's the second best corner that was a part of this 2025 NFL draft. He could play on the outside or he could play in the slot. And you're not asking him to be your number one corner. You're asking him to be your number two corner. And Patrick Surtain already takes number one wide receivers out of ball games. So when you have Jahdae Barron playing as the number two corner, you're asking him to disrupt the other team's number two wide receiver being in the game plan. So the Broncos have a really solid 1-2 punch at the quarterback position. I think Jahdae Barron is going to have one hell of a rookie year playing alongside Patrick Surtain. And let's go to two players that I have on the failure list, unfortunately. Player number one would be Shedeur Sanders. Now, Shedeur Sanders, we know this is a player that might have had some bad draft interviews, but in my opinion, I think he's a top 3 quarterback that came out of this 2025 NFL draft class. You can debate me all you want. Cam Ward's the better player, yes. Debatable between him and Jackson Dart, but obviously he's top 3 coming out of this quarterback draft class. And he slid all the way to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. And that's somewhere you realistically don't want to be if you're a starting quarterback in the National Football League. But I think Shedeur Sanders is set up to fail in his rookie season because it's going to take a lot for him to even win the starting job or even to get some reps during the regular season because the quarterback room is already filled with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel, who they took in the 3rd round, quarterback from Oregon before they went back and got Shedeur Sanders in day 3 in the 5th round. So it's already going to take a lot for him to even see the field this year. And if he does start, Shedeur Sanders is on borrowed time, because that huge trade that the Jaguars and Browns had in order for the Jaguars to get Travis Hunter, the Browns have 2 first-round picks next year. And if Shedeur Sanders doesn't show growth or doesn't show why he deserves to be in Cleveland for a long time, they're going to cut ties with him and get a quarterback for next year's draft class. Probably look towards a quarterback like Arch Manning or Drew Aller, just to name 2 quarterbacks off the top of my head. But even if Shedeur Sanders does win the starting job over Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel, and he does see the field, he doesn't have much to work with, other than Jerry Jeudy at the wide receiver position. Other than that, David Njoku is in and out of the lineup. There is no Nick Chubb back there at the running back position. This offense is very thin of talent. So Shedeur Sanders, I understand that he might have botched some interviews and had a bad rep and had a bad taste in a lot of NFL GMs' mouths. But the Cleveland Browns is not a place you want to be for your rookie season, especially that they don't have offensive talent. So if Shedeur Sanders does see the field this year, he's set up for failure. And he's also set up for failure because it's not a guarantee for him to actually make the roster. 4 quarterbacks on an NFL roster is very unlikely. At best, you get 2, and you have a third as an emergency quarterback, whether that depends on how your team is looking on depth chart wise and for the rest of the sake of how the team is ran. But I don't have a good feeling of how Shedeur Sanders' rookie season is going to go. And final player on the failure list would be Colston Loveland, tight end for Michigan. Now, Colston Loveland, I think he is the second best tight end that came out of this NFL draft behind Tyler Warren, who was actually drafted a few picks after him going to the Indianapolis Colts, which confused me draft night because I think Tyler Warren should have been the pick for the Chicago Bears. But Colston Loveland going at 10, it's not the worst pick in the world for Ben Johnson's offense, because remember, Ben Johnson, when he dialed up the plays for the Detroit Lions, he had a significant tight end in his offense named Sam Laporta. Now, Ben Johnson, Colston Loveland, the talent is there, yes, but I see him being more of a serviceable blocking tight end when they run 2 to 3 tight ends in formations offensively than I see him being a significant pass catcher, because the Bears offense already has DJ Moore at the wide receiver position, Rome Odunze at the wide receiver position. They drafted Luther Burden. That's really good wide receiver talent. And Cole Kmet already starts over him at the tight end position. So Colston Loveland, I don't see him being an impactful player in his rookie season. And I think he's going to be remembered for blocking more than being a pass catcher. So those are the following players that I do believe are set up to succeed, and players that are set up for failure in their rookie seasons this year. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.